Hey everyone, this is Narain from Parkware, and this is our second video on this tutorial series. So today we'll be going through how you can be a consumer essentially. So a consumer, or also known as an organizer, is a person who requests parking spaces and kind of wants other providers near their house to actually provide their spaces for them. So right here we have like this setup, right? I have this computer which is running a simulator with another provider account, which we'll be going over in the next video, and I have this other device. So these two devices will be providers, and I'll have this phone as the consumer. So I'll be going through how you can actually create a request and how you can use the functionalities of the app to up till your event moment. So like kind of when we dive deep, so first you just fill out the event name. So let's say test event, and then event date. So for the purposes of this video, we'll probably have the event date before, well, even though that doesn't really make sense. So I guess August 10th, for example. So I click confirm, start time for 12 whatever, and then end time 5:11, and then my address. This is the address that my event is actually going to be like hosted on. So let's just say that my event is going to be 223 Beacon Street. Okay, 223 Beacon Street, and the number of spaces that I need. Okay, let's just say I need 2 spaces. So I have all this information. Now I click send request, and what happens is this event, all the details in this event get added to the pending request list. So it's in a pending state. So I can just have this good view of just like the event details, and also like if there are any providers that are interested in this event, I can just click this and I just see the interested providers and the accepted providers over here. There are pretty cool like some features here. So what I can do is like I have these requested spaces. So I have 2 requested spaces. Let's just say, for example, some I don't know, like some guest or like some other guest wants to come, and I need to increase the number of spaces to 3 instead. And what I do is I click edit, and then I just edit it to 3, and I update changes, and then these changes actually get broadcasted. So now I'm not requesting 2, I'm requesting 3. So just all depending on the just like the number of spaces that I really need. And so I can update this all the way till the event time. So right now I don't have any interested providers or accepted providers, but let's just say in these 2 devices I'll just click accept for this event request. So these 2 will be my providers. So I click accept here, and what happens, I just exit the screen and I enter it again, and look, and I have this other interested provider. So there's interested provider, so like they show interest in this event, and now I have to accept them. So I have to accept them as a provider, because I just want to make sure that they're they're like a provider that I actually want. So I have this view. Okay, so this is the interested provider, and then maybe I can review their address, review their name. Like maybe if there's someone I know, I'd probably accept them. I'm more likely to accept them than if I didn't really know them. And I'll also have like the number of spaces that they're able to provide. So I click accept because this actually seems like a good provider. And then look, I have this listed as an accepted provider. Now maybe I guess I need another provider. I guess I need another provider here. So what I do is I click accept to another event, and okay. So I clicked accept, another provider, click accept, and then now look, this other provider shows up right here. Now I can click accept again because this looks like a parking space that I'm interested in. So I click accept here, and I go back, and now what happens is now like the event request is resolved. So I have these 2 different accepted providers, and now like that's enough for this event to actually resolve. And this is probably going to be happening before the event, not after, but we're just doing this for demonstration. So now when I go back, this event moves down to the accepted request state. So again, like this, I can just click this event, and then I have this view. So I have the provider name, and I've just have information. And then I also have, I have for each of the providers, and then I have this web link. So what I can do is I can share this web link with other guests, and those guests can just update their status. So for example, if I have this provider name named test1. So if this test1 provider, pretend like some guest is interested in parking their space, they use this website link, and then they just click I'm here, and then that provider gets updated. So as a organizer now, your duty is really just to make sure that like the guests are arriving at the correct time, and to make sure that they actually leave at the right time, so that the providers feel comfortable using the app. So essentially, this is really it for an organizer. I mean, this is like the main. You kind of get like most of the benefits as an organizer, because you don't have to try and walk like long distances to some other parking space and come back to the event and have your guests doing that. You want it to be near your house, especially if you don't have many people living around you, or if your event is way bigger than your event is way bigger that your parking spaces can support. So this is essentially what you really need to become, the information you really need to become a consumer or organizer in this website or in this web app. So in the next video, we'll be going through what you need to do, or like the information that you need to become a provider, a parking space provider. So this way, if like there's like some event organizer, then you can actually provide your space, and just be generous with your space, because you're not really using it. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.